Hey everybody, this is Mark with Tech 128, and in this video we've been checking out a really thin case from LuxArmor. These people not only make super thin and nice looking cases, but they supposedly have some really great protection. So we've picked up one of their metallic cases in ruby red, and let's go ahead and check it out. We've reviewed our fair share of thin cases, and this one is right up there with some of the thinnest cases we've ever seen. It's not the thinnest case, but it does have some pretty good protection, and it does fix a couple of the issues with the iPhone 10, including the big camera bump. So looking around the back, we will see that it fits the camera perfectly. It's not as form-fitting as maybe, let's say, something like Apple makes, but it does fit really nice. Just doesn't go completely around as tight as I would like. So now you do get a little bit of dust in there, but it's not a huge issue. But if we look at it, you can see that the case is perfectly thick enough to barely go over the camera. So when it's sitting on the table, there's not going to be any more wobble, and you can type on a table and it's awesome. However, we don't get that lip on the front for face down, so it may scratch your screen. And when it comes to drop protection, you may not want to get this case if you're planning on dropping your phone face down. But that's just something you have to keep in mind in a trade-off with the fact that this case is so thin. On the bottom, we have plenty of openings for all of our ports and microphone speakers. It fits perfectly on a charging dock. I have no issues with any of Apple's chargers, and this case does work with wireless charging, so if you want to juice up that way, this really will totally work. On the left side, we have a big enough opening for your mute switch, so it's fairly easy to get at, a little bit small maybe, but the volume buttons are covered in plastic and they are still fairly clicky and decent. It is one long strip of plastic and it's connected right in the middle. So it's kind of like a toggle between back and forth. So you just keep that in mind, but you're not going to be pushing both buttons at the same time. So it's not a big issue. And then the lock button is probably my biggest issue with the case. And that is the fact that it is pinned at the top. So it's kind of like a paddle or a diving board where it's fixed at the top and it moves at the bottom. And I have fairly big hands, so if I go and push the lock button, my thumb typically rests towards the top of it. And that was my issue with the iPhone 10. Because I feel like the lock button is just a little bit low for me. And with this case, because it's permanently fixed at the top and it presses easier towards the bottom, I kind of have to adjust my grip every time I turn the phone off because of the fact that it's locked at the top, and that is typically where I press it and it doesn't really click up there. But other than those minor issues, I'm a huge fan of this case. It looks and feels great. I love the metallic look. If we get a close-up right here, you can kind of see it looks like metal and it's super grippy. I have no issues with ever dropping this case. I'm a big fan of it, and I definitely recommend you check this case out and all their other products from LuxArmor. If you want to do so, I'll put a link in the description below. But that's going to do me for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching as always. If you liked it, leave a like and hit the subscribe button for more iPhone 10 videos. This is Mark with Tech 128, and I'll see you in the next one.